Captain Jai-Ho Park stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Dauntless. His eyes were fixed on the main screen. The alien ships looked like giant crystals. They sparkled in the darkness of space. "Sir, they're sending a message," said Lieutenant Tai Young Lee. Her fingers moved quickly over her control panel. Jai-Ho nodded. "Put it on screen." The image changed. Now they could see the aliens. They looked like walking crystals with many sharp edges. They had no faces, just a cluster of glowing points where a head should be. "Humans," the alien's voice sounded like breaking glass. "We are the Voidborn. Your carbon-based life is primitive. Surrender your planets to us now." Jai-Ho took a deep breath. "This is Captain Jai-Ho Park of Earth. We wish to talk peacefully. There is nothing to discuss. Carbon life is inefficient. You have 30 Earth days to surrender." The screen went dark. "Well, that went badly," Jai-Ho said. Dr. Hae-Yun Kim walked onto the bridge. She was Earth's best expert on alien life. "Captain, I've been studying the data on the Voidborn. They're silicon-based life forms. They think in perfectly ordered patterns." "And that helps us how?" Jai-Ho asked. Hae-Yun smiled. "They can't handle disorder or random actions. Their brains work like computers. They need patterns." 3 days later, the Voidborn attacked the human research base on Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. The Dauntless was the closest ship. "All hands, battle stations," Jai-Ho called out. "Lieutenant Lee, ready weapons." "They have 5 ships, sir," Tai Young reported. "They're using a standard attack formation." Jai-Ho looked at Hae-Yun. "Those perfect patterns you mentioned." She nodded. "They can't think any other way." "Then let's show them how humans fight," Jai-Ho said with a smile. "Lieutenant, program our missiles to follow random paths, not predictable ones." Tai Young looked confused but did as ordered. "Ready, sir." "Fire." The Dauntless's missiles shot out. Instead of going straight at the enemy, they zigzagged, looped, and spiraled. The Voidborn ships tried to shoot them down but couldn't predict where they would go next. 2 Voidborn ships exploded in bright flashes of light. "It's working," Tai Young shouted. The remaining alien ships pulled back and disappeared in flashes of light. Back on Earth, leaders from all countries met. They watched recordings from the battle. "One ship drove off 5, said General Min Ho-baek. "How?" Jai-Ho explained what they had learned. "The Voidborn think in perfect patterns. They can't understand random human behavior." "So our weakness is actually our strength," said the Earth President. "Our unpredictability." "Exactly," Hae-Yun said. "We need to use that against them." The meeting room buzzed with new energy. For the first time since the aliens arrived, there was hope. On the Dauntless, Jai-Ho looked out at the stars. The Voidborn had given Earth 30 days before they would attack in full force. 26 days remained. "Do you think we can win?" Tai Young asked, standing beside him. Jai-Ho watched as Earth's ships gathered. They were fewer and smaller than the alien fleet, but they had something the Voidborn could never understand: human creativity. "Yes," he said, "because they expect us to act logically, and nothing about humans has ever been logical." Hae-Yun joined them. "They think in straight lines. We think in circles and spirals, and sometimes no pattern at all." Jai-Ho nodded. "And that's how we'll beat them." Commander Do-Hyun Choi did not believe in fighting fair. That's why Earth's leaders picked him to lead the next phase of defense. "The Voidborn expect us to meet them in open space," he told his team. "We won't do that." Engineer Yoon Seo Kang raised her hand. She was small and quiet, but her mind was sharp. "I've been studying their ship signals," she said. "They use perfect math patterns. Too perfect." "Can we use that?" Do-Hyun asked. Yoon Seo smiled. "I made a virus based on human music. It has no pattern the Voidborn can understand." Across the solar system, Colonel Sunmai Ryu was setting thousands of tiny satellites free. Each one moved in its own random path. Some had weapons, some had sensors, Some had nothing at all. The Voidborn won't know which ones matter, she explained to her team. They'll waste time trying to find a pattern. When the Voidborn attack came, it was massive. Hundreds of crystal ships entered the solar system in perfect formations. They moved toward Earth like a giant arrow. But Earth was ready. Do-Hyun's ships hid behind moons and asteroids. They jumped out to attack and then disappeared again. They never stayed in one place. They never used the same trick twice. This makes no sense, the Voidborn Overseer said to its commanders. They attack without proper formations. They retreat when they have advantage. There is no logic. One Voidborn ship tried to scan Colonel Sunmi's satellites. It got too close to one that carried Yunseo's virus. The signal jumped to the ship's systems. Inside the Voidborn ship, chaos spread. Their screens filled with human music turned into code. The ship's crystal crew could not understand the strange patterns. Remove it, the ship's leader ordered. We cannot, another replied. It changes too fast. It follows no rules. More Voidborn ships caught the virus. Their perfect formations broke apart. On the Dauntless, Captain Jae-ho watched with hope. It's working, he told Hae-yun. Their ships are confused. Hae-yun studied the data coming in. They're trying to adapt, but their crystal brains can't handle chaos. They've never needed to. Jae-ho called Earth's leaders. Now is the time for the main attack. While they're confused, General Minho gave the order. Earth's ships moved forward, but not in any pattern the Voidborn could predict. Some went fast. Some went slow. They took paths that made no sense. They're splitting up, Tae-young reported. The Voidborn fleet is breaking apart. They can't understand what we're doing, Hae-yun said. So they can't counter it. The Voidborn ships began to retreat. Not all at once, but in small groups. Their perfect unity was gone. Do-Hyun's voice came over the comm. Should we chase them? No, Jae-ho said. Let them go. They need to report to their leaders. As the last Voidborn ships disappeared, cheers filled the Dauntless, but Jae-ho stayed quiet. This isn't over, he said to Hae-yun. They'll be back. She nodded. Yes, but now, they fear what they don't understand. And they don't understand us at all. That's our advantage, Jae-ho said. And next time, we'll be ready with even more human chaos. 3 weeks passed. Earth used this time well. Every ship, every weapon, and every plan was made ready. Dr. Jin-woo Wang worked day and night in his lab. He studied pieces of broken Voidborn ships. Their crystal structure is both their strength and weakness, he told General Minho Baek. Can you make a weapon that uses this weakness? Minho asked. Jin-woo held up a small device. This sends out waves that make their crystals vibrate. Not enough to break them, but enough to cloud their thinking. Minho smiled. Perfect. Lieutenant Soo-jin Kwon was chosen to lead the final attack. She was the best pilot Earth had. I need 20 ships, she told Captain Jae-ho. Small, fast ones. You'll be going right into the middle of their fleet, Jae-ho warned. It's very dangerous. Soo-jin nodded. That's the point. They won't expect it. The Voidborn returned with twice as many ships as before. Their massive fleet filled Earth's sensors. All ships, take your positions, General Minho ordered from Earth Command. The Dauntless moved to the front lines. Ji-ho stood tall on his bridge. Our job is to be the target, he told his crew. We'll make them focus on us. Tae-young looked worried. That's dangerous, sir. Jae-ho nodded. Yes, but it's our job to be the obvious threat, while Soo-jin's team is the real attack. The Voidborn fleet moved forward in perfect lines. The collective, their shared mind, guided every ship in unison. They're still using patterns, Hae-yun noted. They can't help themselves. Good, Jae-ho said. Begin attack. Earth's ships moved in wild, random formations. The Dauntless fired all weapons, making itself the biggest target. As the Voidborn ships turned toward the Dauntless, Su-Jin's small fleet slipped through a gap in their lines. Her ships carried Jin Wu's special devices. "We're in position," Su-Jin reported, ready to activate. "Now," ordered General Minho. 20 small devices turned on at once. Waves spread through the Voidborn fleet. The crystal ships began to shake slightly. Inside each ship, the Voidborn felt strange. Their perfect thoughts became cloudy. Their shared mind, the collective, could not think clearly. What is happening? The collective asked itself. Why can't we think? In their confusion, the Voidborn ships began to drift apart. Some fired weapons randomly. Others turned and fled. "It's working," Jin Wu said, watching from Earth. "Their mind is breaking down." He-Yun watched the Voidborn ships with sad eyes. "They're afraid," she said. "I can tell from their signals. They're experiencing fear for the first time." Jai-Ho made a decision. Open a channel to the Voidborn collective. He-Yun looked surprised. "You want to talk to them? Now?" Jai-Ho nodded. Now is exactly the time. The main Voidborn ship appeared on screen. The crystal being looked less sharp, more dull. "You could destroy us now," the Voidborn said. "Why don't you?" "Because that's not who we are," Jai-Ho replied. "We fight when we must, but we prefer peace." "We don't understand," the Voidborn said. He-Yun stepped forward. "That's why you lost. Humans are unpredictable. Sometimes we fight. Sometimes we forgive. You never know which we'll choose." "We offer peace," Jai-Ho said. "Will you accept?" The Voidborn was silent for a long moment. Then, "Yes, we accept." 1 month later, humans and Voidborn began working together. The aliens learned about music, art, and all the wonderful chaos of being human. "Do you think they'll ever understand us?" Tae-Young asked Jai-Ho. Jai-Ho watched a Voidborn trying to paint a picture. Its movements were becoming less perfect, more free. "Maybe," he said. "And maybe that's the greatest victory of all."